Captain Elias Vance had seen a lot in his years of service, burning colonies, drifting wrecks, and the silent graves of space. But nothing had ever looked as strange or as fragile as the silver-skinned woman he found among the wreckage on Titan III. The crash site was scattered across the icy valley like broken stars. Twisted metal, shattered hull pieces, and the faint glow of alien machinery surrounded him. The air was thin, his suit alarm blinking in red, but he pressed on. The distress beacon had led him here, and duty demanded he find whoever sent it. Then he saw her. She lay half-buried under a beam of glowing alloy, her long hair shining like threads of moonlight. For a moment, Elias thought she was dead, but when he knelt beside her, he saw her chest rise and fall, slow but steady. Her eyes opened, two pools of deep blue, brighter than any sky he had ever seen. Her voice was faint, trembling. "Do not touch me, human." Elias blinked behind his visor. Her accent was strange, melodic. "You're hurt. You need help," he said, crouching lower. "Please," she whispered, her hand trembling as she tried to push him away. "You must not." He didn't understand what she meant. Maybe she was in shock. The wreck was unstable, fires still burning beneath the metal floor. He couldn't waste time. He grabbed the beam with both hands, muscles straining. The heat burned through his gloves, but he didn't stop. With one final effort, he pushed it aside. When he reached to lift her, their skin brushed for just a moment, his gloved hand slipping against the side of her arm where her suit had torn. It was like touching lightning. A surge of warmth ran up his arm and into his chest. His heart pounded hard, almost painfully. For an instant he saw flashes, images that weren't his own. Oceans of crystal, cities of light, faces of people with shining eyes and voices singing in harmony. Then it was gone. The woman gasped, her eyes wide with fear. "You touched me," she whispered, her voice filled with both anger and sorrow. Elias backed away, confused. I was trying to help." "You shouldn't have," she said weakly. "You've doomed us both." Her strength gave out and she collapsed into his arms. He caught her, still trying to make sense of her words. "Hey, stay with me," he said urgently. "You're going to be fine." But as he lifted her, a strange light spread from her skin to his suit. The HUD on his visor flickered, sensors going wild. Her body temperature, heartbeat, and even energy levels synced perfectly with his readings. It was impossible. She was somehow connecting to him, merging, linking, he didn't know what. He carried her back to the shuttle as the wreck behind them began to collapse. Every time he stumbled, her pulse inched faster, as if his body affected hers. And every time she groaned in pain, he felt a dull ache echo inside his chest. When they finally reached safety, Elias laid her on the medbed. The ship's AI scanned her, its voice uncertain. Unknown physiology detected. Energy pattern unstable. Caution advised. Elias removed his helmet, sweat dripping down his face. He looked at her again. She was beautiful in a way that didn't seem real. Skin glowing faintly, hair flowing like liquid silver, and those eyes, now half closed, still filled with tears. "Who are you?" he asked softly. Her lips trembled before she whispered, "Saren, daughter of Illyrian's high throne." The name hit him like a blow. Illyrian, the most advanced alien empire known to humanity, and one that had never allowed a human to even see their royalty, let alone touch them. He realized then what he had done. He hadn't just saved a stranger. He had crossed a line no human should have crossed. "Rest," Elias said quietly. "You're safe now." But she turned her head slightly, eyes glistening. "No one is safe now," she murmured before her body went still, unconscious again. Elias sat beside her in silence, his hand shaking. He didn't know why his heart still throbbed in strange rhythm, matching hers. He didn't know what her warning meant or what doom she spoke of. All he knew was that he couldn't walk away. Whatever fate had tied them together began in that moment, with one small, forbidden touch, and somewhere deep inside his chest, a faint blue light flickered beneath his skin, proof that her warning had not been just words. Elias paced the medbay, unable to tear his eyes from Saren's still form. The soft hum of the ship's engines was the only sound, but inside his chest a storm raged. Her warning haunted him. "You have doomed us both." He had dismissed it at first, thinking it was fear, perhaps a cultural quirk. Now staring at the fragile glow of her silver skin, he wondered if he had truly done something irreversible. The medbay doors hissed, and Dr. Leora stepped in. She was human, calm, methodical, exactly what he needed to keep him grounded. "Captain," she said gently, "she's stable, but her vitals are unusual." "Unusual how?" Elias asked, his voice tight. "The readings, they match yours," Leora said carefully. "Her heartbeat, body temperature, even some of her energy patterns are linked to yours. It's as if your bodies are synchronized." Elias froze. "Linked? Like physically?" "No," Leora shook her head. "Not physically, but energetically. It's unprecedented. If anything happens to one of you, the other could be affected." Elias swallowed hard. The weight of her warning pressed down on him now with terrifying clarity. "Doomed us both." Saren stirred, her eyes fluttering open. When she saw him, she tried to pull her arm back, but it trembled weakly. "Do not touch me again," she whispered, voice hoarse but filled with authority. "You cannot imagine what has begun between us. Every human touch now carries my life and my essence." "I didn't know," Elias said softly, taking a cautious step closer. "I was only trying to save you." Her gaze held his, a mixture of anger, fear, and sorrow. "You saved my body, yes, but you have intertwined our fates. We are no longer separate. One pulse, one breath, and the other feels it too." Elias swallowed hard, realizing the truth in her words. He felt a strange warmth in his chest, faintly pulsing with the same rhythm as hers. Every inhale she took, he mirrored. Every shiver she experienced, he felt in his bones. "You do not understand," she whispered. Tears glimmered at the edges of her eyes. "In my world, touching another being outside your species, it is forbidden. It creates bonds meant to last lifetimes, bonds that cannot be undone without risk." "What kind of risk?" Elias asked, his throat dry. She looked away, staring at the sterile white wall of the med bay. "The bond carries your life with mine. Harm me, and you will feel it too. Death may follow, and sometimes the connection awakens feelings that are not meant to exist between a human and an Illyrian." Elias's chest tightened. He had heard of the Illyrians' incredible power, their legendary ability to manipulate energy and life itself. And now, unknowingly, he had crossed that sacred line. He knelt beside her bed, careful not to touch. "I didn't mean to cross a line. I only saw someone in danger, and I acted." Saren's lips trembled. "Intentions matter little in this matter, human. The consequences are real. You cannot undo them. You will feel me in ways you cannot escape. And I will feel you. Every thought, every fear, every heartbeat." Elias ran a hand through his hair, overwhelmed. "So, we're stuck?" "In a way," she said softly. Her sapphire eyes, filled with sadness, met his. "You ignored my warning, and now there is no turning back. We share a life even if we never speak of it aloud. One wrong step, and it could cost us everything." For a long moment, they just stared at each other. The hum of the ship seemed to echo the rhythm of their connected hearts. Elias could feel the faint tremor in her pulse, the tiny sighs she tried to suppress, and it unsettled him in ways he couldn't explain. He wanted to reach out to comfort her, but the memory of her warning stopped him. Can we survive this?" he asked quietly. Saren's eyes glimmered with a mix of hope and fear. "We can, but it will be difficult. You will learn what it means to be bound to someone not your own. Your heart, your body, will betray you in ways you cannot control. And you must trust me, human. Trust me to guide you through it, or we will both suffer." Elias nodded, his chest tight. He had never been a superstitious man, but now he believed in fate, in bonds, in warnings that could not be ignored. And as he watched her drift back into uneasy sleep, he felt it, an unshakable connection. For better or worse, his life was no longer his own. Days passed aboard the Aurora's edge, but for Captain Elias Vance, time felt strange, stretched thin and heavy. He watched Saren from a careful distance, always aware of the invisible thread that connected their hearts. Every breath she took, every flutter of her pulse, resonated inside him. Sometimes he could swear he felt her fear and fatigue as if it were his own. Every moment away from her was unbearable, but every touch carried risk. Her warning echoed in his mind. "Do not touch me again, human." Yet something was changing. The bond, though invisible and terrifying, was also drawing them together. Elias began visiting her at scheduled times, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. He watched her lying in the med bay, silver hair spilling across the bed, delicate fingers brushing the sheets, the faint glow of her skin pulsing like a heartbeat of its own. "Good morning," he said quietly one day, stepping into the room. Saren's eyes opened slowly. At first they glimmered with the usual caution, but then she allowed a small, tired smile. "You are persistent, human," she said softly. "Even when I have told you to stay away." "I care about you," Elias said simply. His voice was low, steady. "I cannot help myself." Her gaze lingered on him for a moment, conflicted. "Care? Yes, I feel it. But it is dangerous. I feel your life as if it were mine. Every beat of my heart is mirrored by yours. You cannot even imagine how it affects me." "I think I do," he said. "Every time I see you hurt, I feel it too. Every time you breathe, I feel it in my chest. I don't know how to explain it. But I am here. Always." Saren's lips trembled. She looked down at her hands and then back at him, a faint blush coloring her silver skin. For the first time, Elias noticed a softness, a vulnerability that went beyond her royal bearing. "You do not fear this bond?" she whispered. "The dangers, the consequences. I fear them every moment," he admitted. "But fear does not change what I feel. I cannot ignore it. I cannot ignore you." And then something remarkable happened. For the first time since their meeting, Saren reached out. Not fully, not touching him yet, but letting her hand hover near his. Elias felt a strange energy flow between them, a soft pull that made his chest ache in a way that was both painful and beautiful. "You are reckless, human," she said with a sigh, though her voice held a hint of warmth. "Yet, I think I am beginning to understand. This bond, it is more than danger. It is connection. It is life itself intertwined with another." Elias nodded. "Then maybe that is what we are meant for." Her eyes softened, shimmering like liquid sapphire. "Perhaps, but it will be a difficult path. My people will not forgive this. Even if we survive the bond, the world around us may not. Every human touch carries the weight of my essence. Every glance, every word, will be shared in ways neither of us can control." He stepped closer, keeping a careful distance. "I can face that. If I must face the universe to protect you, I will." Saren looked away, conflicted, as if battling her instincts against the rules she had been taught all her life. "You do not understand," she whispered. "When two beings are bound like this, emotions awaken that should not exist. Desire, attachment, even love. And yet it is forbidden for someone like you to feel them for me." "And yet," Elias said gently, "I do, and I cannot stop it. Every moment I spend near you, I feel more. I feel alive somehow. I feel human. And maybe that is what makes this bond worth it." Her lips parted slightly. Her chest rose and fell. Elias noticed her pulse flicker beneath her glowing skin, synchronized with his own. The connection had grown stronger, not weaker, in the days since the crash. "You are brave, human," she whispered, almost to herself. "And foolish. You ignore every warning, every danger, every law of my people. And still, I feel grateful, and afraid, and something else I cannot name." Elias reached out, careful not to touch her, his hand hovering over hers. "Then we will face it together. Every step, every danger. I will not leave you. I will not turn away." Saren's eyes softened further, and for a brief moment, the weight of their impossible situation lifted. There was hope, fragile but undeniable. A bond that was once terrifying was now a bridge between two hearts, two lives, two very different worlds. And as Elias watched her rest again, he felt it, a subtle warmth coursing through his chest, a reminder that their fates were now forever intertwined. They had survived the first days, but this bond, dangerous and impossible as it was, had already begun to change them both. They were no longer just a human and an alien princess. They were two souls connected, and nothing, not law, not distance, not death, could break that. The peace aboard the Aurora's Edge did not last. Elias had grown used to the quiet rhythm of life with Saren, the quiet mornings in the med bay, the conversations about her homeworld, and the small unspoken connection that pulsed between them. But the universe had a way of reminding him that some bonds were never meant to remain hidden. The alarm sounded suddenly, a sharp, piercing warning that froze every heartbeat on the ship. Red lights bathed the corridors, and a mechanical voice echoed through the hull. Unauthorized boarding detected. Illyrian vessels approaching. Elias's chest tightened. No, it can't be. They've come for her, Saren whispered, her voice trembling. Even through the fear, there was a strange calm in her tone, as if she had anticipated this moment all along. Within minutes, the Illyrians boarded. They shimmered into existence with crystalline armor that reflected the red emergency lights. Their tall, imposing figures moved with precision and authority. Every human on the ship felt the chill of their presence. Elias stepped in front of Saren instinctively. "Step back," he said firmly. "She is not yours to take." The commander of the Illyrians, a towering figure with eyes like molten crystal, fixed him with a glare. "Human, you have defiled Princess Saren. You have touched her against sacred law. Your presence is forbidden. You will be removed." Saren raised her hand, a subtle energy rippling from her fingertips. Her glow intensified slightly, her pulse quickening as if warning him not to step closer. "He did not defile me," she said, voice steady despite the fear. "He saved me, and he saved me again when others would have left me to die." The Illyrian commander's eyes narrowed. "The law does not bend for emotion. Bonds with another species are forbidden and punishable by death." Elias's heart pounded. "Death?" he echoed. "You would kill him? He saved your life." "It is not about saving lives," Saren said quietly. "It is about preserving the sacred rules of my people. I warned him once and he ignored me. Now the bond exists, and that bond cannot be undone by anyone except, perhaps by the loss of one of us." The words struck Elias like lightning. His chest ached, the connection thrumming through him like a living thing. He could feel her fear, her restraint, her desperation, all mirrored in his own heartbeat. "Elias," Saren whispered, barely audible, "you must listen to me. This is not just about you or me. It is about law, life, and survival. I cannot allow you to be harmed." "I don't care about the law," Elias said, anger and fear rising together. "I care about you. If they want to kill me, they'll have to go through you first." Saren's eyes widened, and for a heartbeat, he saw her vulnerability, the human part she never revealed, the part she feared exposing to anyone. "Human," she said, her voice trembling, "do not risk yourself for me. You have no idea what you carry inside you now. The bond, it can destroy us both if we are not careful." But the Illyrians advanced, energy weapons glowing in the red light. The commander's voice was cold, echoing in the corridor. "Step aside, human. You have no authority here." Elias's hand clenched into a fist. "Then you'll have to go through me," he said, stepping closer to Saren to shield her. His pulse throbbed in perfect sync with hers, the connection almost unbearable. Every step he took toward them, he could feel her racing heartbeat matching his own, her fear amplifying his courage. Saren looked at him with a mixture of terror and awe. "Elias, you do not understand. The bond, it is dangerous. One wrong move could—" "I understand more than you think," he said firmly. "I know it's dangerous, but I won't let anyone hurt you. Not them, not anyone." For a long, tense moment, the corridor was frozen in silence. Two hearts beating as one, two souls facing impossible odds, and a group of Illyrian soldiers ready to strike. Then the first shot ignited, energy crackling in the air, and chaos erupted. Elias grabbed Saren's hand, feeling the familiar electric surge through their bond. Every movement was amplified, every emotion shared. They ran, ducking behind debris, the Illyrians pursuing with precision. For the first time, Elias understood the full weight of her warning. Ignoring it had not only bound their lives together, it had also put them in the center of a conflict neither of them could avoid. And as the ship shook with the force of the attack, he realized that this was only the beginning. The bond that had once seemed like a strange, beautiful connection was now a dangerous, living force that tied their fates to one another in ways he had only begun to comprehend. And as Saren glanced at him, eyes wide with fear and trust, he knew one thing for certain. He would not abandon her. No law, no empire, and no threat could sever the link they shared. The ship rocked violently as the Illyrians advanced, energy weapons cutting through the air like lightning. Smoke and sparks filled the corridors, and alarms screamed over the chaos. Elias gripped Saren's hand, the bond between them pulsing like a living thing. Every beat of her heart thrummed in his chest, every shiver she felt made his muscles tense. Fear and adrenaline surged through him, but he could not let go. He would not leave her. "Saren, we need to move," he shouted over the roar, dragging her toward the emergency escape corridor. She stumbled, her silver hair falling over her face, but he held her firmly. The connection between them flared, sending a jolt of energy that made them both gasp. "You don't understand," Saren cried, her voice breaking. "The bond. If it grows unstable, it could kill us both. I warned you once, human. Now you're risking everything, your life, mine, our future." "I don't care," Elias said, his voice firm. "I won't let them take you. I won't leave you behind. If it kills me, then so be it. But you are not dying today, not on my watch." Saren's eyes filled with tears and she stopped, trembling. "Elias, there is a way to save you, even if it costs me. I can sever the bond, stop the connection, but it will take my life to do it. I am willing to do it. For you. For us." Elias shook his head violently. "No. You don't get to decide that. I will not let you sacrifice yourself for me. I will not lose you, not like this." Her hands glowed with faint blue energy, and the bond pulsed between them stronger than ever. He could feel the pull, the warning, the immense power she carried. "I told you once, human. You ignored me. You will listen now. Please, don't touch me again, or I will be forced to do what I must." Elias reached out instinctively, stopping just short of her skin. "Then we face it together. Whatever happens, we face it together." Her eyes met his, full of fear, love, and sorrow. "You cannot understand the risk, Elias, but your heart, it is human. It is reckless. And yet, I feel it too. Every beat, every thought, every fear. I feel you as I feel myself. And now, I cannot let you die, not because of me." They ran through the corridors, weaving through flames and falling debris. Illyrian energy bolts scorched the walls and the heat made the air shimmer. Elias could feel the bond stretching between them, fragile yet unbreakable. He felt every step she took as his own, every faltering breath echoing inside his chest. Then they reached the airlock. Beyond it was safety. The shuttle could take them away, but the Illyrians blocked their path. The commander stepped forward, crystalline armor glinting, energy blade in hand. "You cannot escape, human," he said. "Your actions have dishonored our princess. Both of you will pay the price." Saren stepped forward, her hands raised. Energy began to swirl around her, the light casting shadows across the corridor. "No," she said, voice trembling but firm. "I warned him once, I begged him to listen, and yet he stayed, he risked himself for me, and now, if anyone tries to harm him, I will do what I must." Elias grabbed her hand again, the connection flaring stronger than ever. "I'm not leaving you," he said. "I won't let them hurt you." Her eyes glistened with tears. "Elias, and if this bond grows unstable, it could destroy us both. I can end it, but it will take everything from me. My life, my energy. I will die, and the connection will end. I am ready. I am willing." No! Elias shouted, desperation choking him. We survive this together or not at all. I don't care about law or rules or even our bond. I care about you and I won't lose you. Not now, not ever. For a moment they stood frozen, hearts thrumming in perfect sync, energy crackling around them. And then the Illyrians advanced, the first blast of their weapons scorching the floor near them. Saren's hands flared with brilliant blue light, creating a barrier between them. The energy swirled, almost alive, the power of her bond manifesting in a shield strong enough to repel the enemy. Elias felt it, her willingness to risk everything for him. He could feel her soul stretched thin, every heartbeat risking collapse. And yet, she fought to protect him, even at the cost of her own life. Elias, she whispered, voice barely audible through the energy hum. I warned you, and now I will protect you, even if it kills me. Elias took a deep breath, feeling the strange warmth of their bond intensify. Then we'll face it together. Whatever happens, we face it together. I'm not leaving you. Not now. Not ever. As the Illyrians pressed forward, Saren's energy flared brighter, the bond between them stronger than any weapon. And for the first time, Elias realized that love, courage, and loyalty could be more powerful than any law, any empire, any danger. The sacrifice had not yet come, but the choices they made in that moment would define the rest of their lives. The corridor trembled with the force of the Illyrian assault. Sparks rained from damaged panels, and the air burned with the heat of energy blasts. Elias pressed closer to Saren, feeling the bond between them flare hotter than ever. Every step she took, he felt it in his bones. Every shiver of fear, every pulse of determination passed straight into him. They were connected, heart, soul, and life itself, and neither could survive without the other. Saren, Elias said, voice low but firm, we can still escape. Just stay close to me, trust me. She shook her head slightly, energy flaring faintly around her fingertips. You still do not understand, human. The bond, it is too powerful. It has grown since the first touch. If it overwhelms us, it will kill us both. I warned you once and you ignored me. Now you must listen. I won't leave you, Elias shouted over the roar of alarms. Not now, not ever. Saren's eyes softened, glimmering with fear, sorrow, and something else he could not name. Elias, sometimes love is more dangerous than war. Sometimes loyalty can destroy what it seeks to protect. I feel your life is mine. Your fear is mine. If you are harmed, I will feel it. If you die, I will die. This bond, it cannot be undone. And yet, I cannot let you fall. The Illyrians advanced again, weapons raised. Their commander's voice was cold and commanding. Step aside, human. The princess must return. Resistance is not allowed. Elias planted his feet firmly, spreading his arms to shield Saren. I will not step aside, not for you, not for anyone. Saren's hands glowed, the energy of the bond radiating outward in a shimmering blue light. Elias could feel her power flowing through him, amplifying his own courage but also threatening to overwhelm him. The air seemed to hum with their connection. You do not know what I am about to do, she whispered almost to herself. But I cannot let you die for me. You ignored my warning once, human. Do not ignore this one. Elias clenched his fists. Whatever you do, we face it together. You are not alone. Her glow flared brighter, and Elias felt the pull of the bond like a living force, stretching between them. It was beautiful, terrifying, and alive. He realized she could sever the bond if she chose, but at a cost he could not bear to imagine. Elias, she said, voice trembling, I can end this bond, protect you, but it will take my life. I will be gone, and the connection will cease. You will live, but I cannot survive it. No. Elias's voice cracked, desperation flooding him. I will not let you die. I will not let them take you. I will face whatever comes. We survive together, or we perish together. But I will not let go of you. Saren's eyes shimmered with tears. Then, you choose your own fate. You risk yourself for me, human. Your heart is reckless, but I cannot deny it. I feel the same. The Illyrians stepped closer, their weapons humming with deadly light. The commander shouted, "Final warning! Stand down!" Saren turned to Elias, energy crackling from her hands. Then it is our choice, human. Live or die, together. Elias felt the bond between them surge, a rush of warmth and electricity flooding his body. He could feel her heartbeat, her fear, her courage, all intertwining with his own. Every thought, every instinct, every breath was shared. And in that moment, he knew he would follow her through anything, even into death itself. "I choose us," he whispered, stepping forward, hand extended, not touching, but offering solidarity. "Whatever comes, we face it together." Her glow enveloped him suddenly, blindingly bright. Elias felt the surge of energy pass through him, the bond intensifying, almost painful in its beauty. He could feel her soul, her essence, filling him with warmth and strength. And then, in the same moment, the Illyrians froze, their weapons unable to penetrate the force that bound them. You cannot harm us," Saren said, her voice strong and unwavering. "The bond is complete. You have no power here." Elias breathed heavily, feeling her pulse in his chest, perfectly in sync. Their connection was no longer fragile. It was unbreakable. Fear remained, but so did courage. Desperation remained, but so did hope. And in that moment, as chaos roared around them, they realized that whatever the universe threw at them, whatever law, empire, or danger, together, they were stronger than anything. The Illyrians retreated, unwilling to challenge the living force that was the bond between human and princess. And Elias and Saren, standing side by side, felt the first flicker of relief, and the undeniable knowledge that nothing could separate them now. They had made their choice. Together they would face the future, whatever it held. The corridors of the Aurora's Edge were quiet now, the chaos of the Illyrian boarding party gone like a fading storm. Sparks still flickered from damaged panels and smoke curled through vents, but Elias and Saren stood together, hearts pounding in perfect sync. The bond between them hummed softly, a quiet but undeniable reminder that their lives were no longer separate. They had survived the impossible, and in doing so had forged something neither of them could have imagined. Elias gently rested his hand near hers, careful not to break the bond in any sudden movement. "Are you all right?" he asked, voice low, almost afraid that speaking too loudly might shatter the fragile peace. Saren looked at him, her silver skin shimmering faintly in the emergency lights. Her eyes glimmered like molten sapphires filled with exhaustion, fear, and something warmer beneath it all. "I am alive," she whispered, voice trembling. "Because of you. Because of us. But it is not just my life anymore. It is ours." Elias nodded, feeling the warmth of her words flow through him. He could feel her heartbeat, strong yet steady now, no longer frantic. He could feel the pull of her thoughts, her gratitude, even her unspoken emotions. Every pulse of energy reminded him that she had trusted him with more than her life. She had trusted him with her very essence. "I ignored your warning once," Elias said softly, almost as if confessing a sin. "I touched you when I shouldn't have, and yet, somehow that touch led to this, to us. I don't regret it, not for a single moment." Saren's lips curved in a faint, tired smile. "And yet I warned you. I tried to protect both of us. And still, you persisted. You risked everything, human, and for that I cannot be angry, only grateful, and touched in ways I never imagined." Their hands hovered close, separated by inches but connected by invisible threads. Elias could feel her essence flowing into him, filling him with warmth, courage, and something softer, deeper, love. And she could feel him, the human who had defied her people, defied laws, defied death itself, standing by her side without hesitation. Outside the medbay, the Illyrians had retreated, their orders unfinished, their honor challenged by the impossible bond. Elias knew this was only temporary. The Empire would not forgive easily. But in this quiet moment, none of that mattered. In this moment they were alive, together, and the connection between them was eternal. Saren's eyes glimmered and she spoke again, voice soft but certain. Elias, our bond is not just survival. It is life, and now, it is something more. We feel each other's joys, fears, even desires. We are tied in ways neither of our worlds can comprehend. Perhaps, this is what it means to be human. Elias's chest tightened. He had always believed humanity's strength lay in ingenuity, courage, and spirit. But now he understood that there was something deeper, the ability to connect, to care, to protect, to love across impossible boundaries. And in Saren's presence he felt that humanity more clearly than ever. I will stand by you, he whispered, finally closing the distance, letting their fingertips brush lightly, just barely, without breaking the invisible thread, through everything. Whatever comes, our bond, our lives, our hearts. All of it belongs together now. Saren's eyes shimmered, tears glistening, but she did not pull away. Instead, she leaned slightly closer, allowing the faintest brush of skin against skin. It was a dangerous gesture, one that could intensify the bond to unimaginable levels, but she trusted him, and he, in turn, trusted her completely. You are reckless, she said softly, a faint smile on her lips, but I feel unsafe. With you, always. And I with you, Elias replied, voice full of certainty. No empire, no law, no danger. Nothing can change this. You and I, Saren, together. Outside, the stars of Titan III glimmered through the viewport, indifferent to the tiny human and alien pair below. Yet in that moment, the universe itself seemed to recognize their bond. Two beings from different worlds, different lives, bound together by a single touch, an impossible connection that had defied death, law and fear, and as the Aurora's edge hummed quietly, carrying them forward through the void of space. Elias felt it, her life in his heart, his courage in hers, their souls intertwined in a bond that would endure for eternity. Saren whispered again, almost a prayer, you ignored my warning, human. And because of that, we are alive. Because of that, I feel what it truly means to be human. Elias smiled, holding her hand just a little closer. And I feel what it truly means to be alive, he said. Because of you. The stars outside continued their silent dance, but inside the medbay, two hearts beat as one, forever, unbroken, eternal.